The dude, as our mayor called him, some dude from the suburbs, is going to try and get a petition drive to collect 56,000 signatures to put the question on the November ballot on whether or not Mayor Johnson should be recalled. Here's Mayor Johnson.
It's some dude from the suburbs who's mad about the diversity and the formation in which we have put forward. You know, we've had mayors close schools. We have mayors who have shut down public housing. We have mayors who have woefully underfunded many of the public assets that we are working to establish and build. You know, so any individual that is somehow insulted, you know, by this progressive agenda that, quite frankly, is being led by one of the most diverse cabinets in the history of Chicago.
Who cares about diversity? I mean, so what? You're diverse. Congratulations. And then yesterday he mentioned the extreme right is behind this. Oh, really?
As I understand it, you know, that, you know, apparently, you know, the extreme right wing in this country, they're not very pleased with the fact that 60% of my administration are women, that 43% of those who make up my administration are black.
I mean, as a black man, John Anthony, are you getting kind of sick of this?
Blackish.
Oh, you're blackish.
Remember, that's what I've been told by other black people.
Oh,
I'm not black enough. I'm just blackish.
Oh, that's nice.
So I make fun of it.
Okay. Well, let's bring the dude on. His name is Daniel Boland, and I think this is your first time on our show. Good morning, Daniel.
Good morning, Amy. Yes, it is my first time on the show, and, you know, I look forward on this beautiful sunshiny day to put some sunshine on the mayor.
So are you an extreme right? Are you an extreme right-wing conspiracy theorist?
No, not at all. You know, Amy, I compare it to golfing. When I go to golf, I spend more time in the woods than I do on the fairway, but when I am on the fairway, I'm right down the middle. You know, and so I'm not right wing at all. I vote for like most people. I vote for the person who is running for the job, not necessarily for the party. Because at the end of the day, if you get elected to something, you have to work with everybody. And people expect four things: they expect good government, they expect direct democracy, they expect accountability, and they expect transparency. Somewhere between the move of Mayor Johnson from the Cook County office to his mayoral office, he lost transparency and accountability in one of the boxes, or they just haven't unpacked it yet. So, you know, I'm just waiting for that to happen. And I guess that's more of an answer than you wanted.
But, well, no, that's fine. But what was the final? What was the final straw where you're like, you know what, I'm going to put this petition drive together and start collecting signatures?
Well, it's been a number of things. This has been building in my mind for a long time. It's it all comes down to crime and safety for me. You know, we have armed juvenile thugs running our streets at all hours of the day and night. They're harming our citizens, and the mayor is doing nothing about it. They're more worried about ceasefires in Gaza than they are about ceasefires in Englewood or Roseland or, you know, any of the other 71 neighborhoods here in the city. And our safety comes first. Our citizens come first. And so it's been accumulating. But I think just, you know, this whole thing with the funding for the migrants, but not just that, it's been a lot of things. But the turning point for me is just his lack of honor and integrity. But for a long time, though, I've felt that we've needed recall. And so as I've been, you know, look, I subscribe to Twitter and I read about these things, and people keep saying, we need recall. And then people will say, well, Illinois law says we can't do it. Well, Illinois law says actually we can, but this is the mechanism that we have to do it. And if you take a look at what's going on in Dalton, they tried to recall their mayor, but they didn't do it properly. So we're going to do it properly, and then if people want to recall the mayor, that's on them. It's not a personal attack. It's just about good government.
Yeah, but Daniel, help me understand the geography. Last I checked, Lakeview was in Chicago, not some dude from the suburbs.
Who did he confuse you with?
Well, for someone who was a teacher and apparently never did homework, he never learned to do homework himself before he opened his big mouth. And so the thing is that I have a pretty common name. There's a lot of Bolands running around here in the Chicagoland area, and he may have confused me with someone from Berwyn or Schaumburg or somewhere like that. Daniel and Dan are pretty common names as well. So they just didn't do their homework. And, then, sorry, go ahead.
Now, Daniel, let's get to the meat and potatoes of recalls and petition drives. One of the hardest things to do in the city of Chicago and the state of Illinois is to get a petition completed and onto the ballot that's not Democrat-led. Because, I mean, every other initiative that's been tried has been kicked off, and one of the biggest reasons why is because of the verification of signatures. What team are you putting in place to ensure that all these signatures are valid, and have you started the process, and how many signatures have you gotten thus far?
Well, I haven't received any signatures back yet, mostly because this just all popped 2 days ago, and we were just planning to release this on 4/24 with a press conference down at City Hall. And so haven't received any back, but we're going to go out and get some this weekend. And, the Cubs are in town, so hopefully I can go stand in front of Wrigley Field before the game and get some signatures. They have to be registered Chicago voters in order to sign the petition. But really, this is Chicago in spring, so it's do-it-yourself season. So I'm hoping that we can get people to download from recallthisfall.com the petition itself, sign it, and get 9 of your friends to sign it too if you live here in the city, and then send it to the address that's on the website to get it started. As far as the verifying the signatures and things like that, that will come in time. But I can tell you, since this story broke on Wednesday, I've had so many people reaching out to me, mostly because my information was leaked on Twitter, my personal information. So they've been calling me, they've been texting me, things like that. And, that was a blessing in disguise, because I am now talking to people from all over Chicago, Democrats, Republicans, Black Chicago, White Chicago, Latin Chicago. We have people from all over, and so I don't think we're going to have a problem. Our friends who were at City Council the other day addressing the mayor, their group, which the name escapes me now, they reached out to me yesterday, and Mrs. Lawrence reached out to me, and so we're going to work with her and her group to get people who will verify those.
Do you have to be a registered voter, or just prove that you're a resident of Chicago?
You have to be a registered Chicago voter.
Okay.
And we all know how that works, right? Like, you can live in one place and then move to another place and still be on the rolls.
Still on the voter
rolls.
rolls. Yep.
Yeah.
Now,
so if you're on the voter rolls, you can do that. Yeah.
Now, watch for the saboteurs who will be out there getting signatures, and that's why I'm telling you, listen to me carefully. The verification process is one of the most important parts of this, because I don't know any citizen-led ballot initiative that has made it to the ballot, and I don't know how long, in Chicago and in the state of Illinois, because of what happens at the, how they go about the signature verification. I'm telling you, have a team in place, and it says you need 56,000. I would get 500,000 signatures if you can.
I don't disagree with you on that one, for sure. And, really, if we can get that many signatures, that's going to keep the people down at the city clerk's office pretty busy for a while, and it'll keep our team busy to cross-check, right?
Okay.
But, we definitely want to get as many as we can. But the minimum is 56,464. So, that's, the small goal, but the stretch goal is 500,000.
All right, 2 quick questions. You're not working alone. You have a team, right? That's helping you get signatures? This started off as just Dan Boland, and I reached out to
Governor Quinn to help me write the petition because I'm not a lawyer. I don't play one on TV. I have a sister who's a lawyer, but she lives in New York. And so, I don't know anything about this stuff. And so he was gracious enough to help me with that. We had some people who have joined on who are very good with getting petition drive started up. A lady by the name of Andrea Rayla, who ran for Cook County Commissioner, or not Cook County Commissioner, Cook County Assessor. Her team is putting together stuff. So we're growing, and we have people that are asking to join the team every day. So
vet them.
Yeah.
Vet them because they'll send them in to sabotage it. Vet them thoroughly. Trust me.
Okay.
Listen,
he's a former state rep.
I'm a former state rep, but I've also been involved in politics. I'm 48 since I was 5 years old. I was part of the Chicago Daily Machine. I'm telling you, I've seen all the tricks and everything that they do. So vet whoever comes in on board. And this is right up Governor Quinn's alley too.
He said he doesn't have an opinion, but he believes in direct democracy.
Yeah.
That's why he helped Daniel. Right. And also, Daniel, is any Republican super PAC group paying you secretly under the table for this?
Nobody's paying Dan Boland anything for this. As a matter of fact, I've got money invested in this, and I'm unemployed right now. So I'm trying to do the best that I can to not only find a job, that's number one priority, but the other thing is to hopefully recoup some of my expenditures for getting the website up and getting a mailbox. I did have one person who I'll keep anonymous, but it was a tax attorney out of Evanston who gave me a donation so that I could get the P.O. box.
Oh, that's the right ring extremist. Any threats? Have you gotten any threats?
Because you said that your information's out there.
No, I haven't gotten any threats yet. I live in a secure building. I did go to the security people, downstairs and let them know that anyone from the press or anyone who's coming to see me, they should call me first. That's the policy in our building anyway. But if they look suspicious, they should probably call the police or whatever,
All right.
And
just watch
and I do the interviews outside. I did an interview with Channel 5 yesterday. I went over to Lincoln Park.
Smart man.
And so there's witnesses, and listen. Here's the thing. I'm trying to do something good for the people of Chicago. I can't imagine that someone's going to try and take a shot at me.
Oh, brother, this is Illinois politics.
What if they do? Yeah. Well, I know it's not beanbag, right? So,
this is down and dirty. Brother.
Yeah. But but hey, I can't think of a better cause to get hurt for.
Right.
I mean, it's democracy, and sometimes you got to fight for democracy. And I don't go out of the house without some protection of my own.
Okay. Good for you.
So, it's not concealed carry. I don't carry a gun, but I do have a FOID card, and I have protection if I need it. So, yeah.
All right,
and,
so to get involved, go to recallthisfall.com. Is that correct? Is that the website?
Yes.
And
And I'm sorry, go ahead.
No. So I go to recallthisfall.com because I want to sign this petition.
Okay, terrific. So, you go to recallthisfall.com. We have a copy, a PDF file that you can download and print out. It has to be printed on 8.5 by 11 paper, according to the City of Chicago, and they all have to be the same size. So go out, sign it. They're going to ask for your signature and your address, and then you'll print your name just like you do on all these other things. And then if you have 9 friends, then which most people do, ask them to sign too if they live here in the city of Chicago.
That'll be a fun conversation with my neighbors. No, all of my neighbors except for one voted for Paul Vallis, so I think we're in good company.
I think we're in good company. I live in a building with a lot of seniors, which is why I was concerned about the security for them. But a lot of them are Fox News people and voted for Vallis too. And I think if you look at the voting trends for Bring Chicago Home and for the state's attorney's race, I think that's where we'll do well in those wards.
Yep.
And so that's where we're focusing first. But listen, we're going to be at farmers markets. We're going to be at street fests. We're going to be at music fests. We'll finish off at Lollapalooza, I have the feeling, because that's right before the date when we have to get these in. But we'll be taking the petition right up until August the 5th, which is the deadline for getting these in. So, yeah. And anything that, people have questions on, just go to recallthisfall.com, and then they can put their questions there, and because I'm a party of one. It may take me a few minutes to respond. The other day, I was up until about 5:30 in the morning when this first broke, trying to, get answers to everybody. But hey,
well, good.
Life,
You're
right?
doing a great job. It's your civic duty. We appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yes, sir.
And I just wanted to say, I've lived here 33 years. So for someone to think that I didn't abandon the city, and I didn't grow up in some other city. Well, I did grow up in another city, but I came here to make a difference in this city, just like the mayor did. And for him to say that I'm just some dude from the suburbs.
He's actually the dude from the suburbs.
You need to make a T-shirt.
He's from Elgin.
I know.
He grew up in
from Elgin. And apparently only taught in the Chicago public schools for a year, never gave out homework, apparently never did his homework either. And his chief strategy officer said this was a half-baked right-wing idea. I think the only one who's half-baked is the chief strategy officer.
All right, Danny Boland, we're going to have to leave it there. We'll have you back, and good luck with your petition drive.
All right, my friends. Thank you.
Thank you. Recallthisfall.com, and he joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
This is the morning show more Chicago radio listeners are choosing. This is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
It's happening daily. We're being conned by the institutions we used to trust. The mainstream media is distracting us with meaningless headlines instead of focusing on the harsh realities facing American families. Time is short before something big happens, and that's why so many folks are preparing. They're becoming self-reliant by investing in emergency food storage from My Patriot Supply. Go to MyPatriotSupply.com and secure 4-week emergency food kits for each member of your family. Each kit contains tasty breakfasts, lunches, and dinners, averaging over 2,000 calories per day. Save $50 on each 4-week food kit you purchase. Plus, get free shipping on Ready Hour 4-week emergency food kits. You're not ready if it's not Ready Hour.